So the thing is to get them to move that motion. I have spoken to some of our senators about this thing. But we're talking about the way forward, political. Political has to be both international politics and local politics. And fortunately, we have been able to discuss with some powers in the international community. We have been able to discuss with the British government. We have discussed with the French government, German government, all the other governments that have interest in Nigeria. We have been able to contact them and have sampled their opinion. What do they think about Nigeria? In fact, there is a general consensus among them that they want Nigeria to remain one, that they will never allow Nigeria to break up. But when we now met with the British authorities and presented the Biafra memorandum to them and suggested this restructure and said, okay, since you don't want Nigeria to break up, there's a way forward. Let us adopt the British model, where in Britain we have 4 countries in one: Scotland, England, Ireland, Wales, the 4 countries in one. And each one of them has its own parliament and operates just like a country within a country. That the same way can be done to Nigeria, where we can have the 6 regions of Nigeria to become 6 countries in one. So as we have 4 countries in Britain that make up the Great Britain, we can also have 6 countries in Nigeria to make up the Great Nigeria, so that every region will govern itself. That is the model, the proposal they accepted. They say, yeah, that is workable. It is the only one they can consider. But they are thinking about breaking up Nigeria. They said they don't want that, and they will fight to keep Nigeria one. So looking at the realities on the ground, what do we do? Can we fight with the world powers? Because they don't care. Even if the war starts again, they don't care that the whole Igbo nation will be wiped off. All they want is their economic interest. So, since they have made us know, understand their mindset, that they are willing to help to restructure Nigeria, but there is something contained in the letter they sent to us. That letter was signed by this Boris Johnson when he was the Secretary of State, Foreign Secretary of State. That was 2018 when we sent that our proposal. There's something he mentioned in that letter. He said that the issue of restructuring Nigeria into the 6 countries is something that has to be debated in the parliament in a democratic way. So our senators should move it like a bill, a motion to be debated. It has to be democratic. Therefore, it's no longer in our hands, but in the hands of our politicians. Can our politicians move that motion? I have discussed with some of our senators, and they're telling me there are some difficulties. I don't quite understand the difficulties, and I'm not there. But I remember I quoted Section 4 of the Constitution of Nigeria that says that the National Assembly has the power to make law for the peace and good governance of Nigeria. They have to make a law that will bring peace. The only law that can bring peace now to Nigeria is a law restructuring Nigeria into 6 countries, autonomous countries in one Nigeria. If they make that law, I tell you, and in fact I can bet on it, if they make that law, there will be peace in Nigeria, because every region will govern itself as it was in 1963. We will now have our regional government. And we can agree on what percentage of tax that we can pay to the center to help in running the central government affairs. It is going to be by negotiation. You know, the things that will be in the federal list and the things that will be in the regional list. So the way forward now, if we are going to use politics and diplomacy, is that our senators in the 4 regions have to present a bill in the National Assembly and let the debate start. Quite all right, we understand that the debate may provoke a lot of anger. There will be fight. There may be fighting in the Senate, but let there be fighting. After all, they have been fighting. We see them fighting sometimes. If you remember, in 1953, when Chief Tony Enahoro. The motion in the House of Commons here in London for Nigeria independence. Remember that he didn't go through immediately. It took about 7 years before that motion went through. It could have been shorter than 7 years, but the Northerners were not ready to go. So, but that motion was moved in 1953. But eventually Nigeria became independent in 1960. 7 years of a lot of politicking and argument and negotiation. 7 years. So if our own senators today can move that motion in the parliament in Abuja, whether the senators in the southeast move that motion, or southwest, or south-south, or middle belt, I believe that the 4 regions can have strong voting power to succeed in that motion. There may be argument over years, but as the years go by, they represent that motion. The momentum will begin, they will gain momentum, and eventually that motion will pass into law, guaranteeing autonomy to the 6 regions. That is what I think is the way forward. Otherwise, the only other option left is to attest to Israel. That is what I think on that aspect. Somebody said I should mention about challenges of politics and diplomacy in this matter. The challenges we have is that most of the Biafran activists do not believe in politics. When we try to educate them to enter politics, they say no, that they are not Nigerians, they are Biafrans. What an irony. They say they are not Nigerians, but they are using Nigerian passport. They are using Nigerian driving license. They go and get C of O from Nigerian authorities. Everything is about Nigeria, yet they deny being Nigerians. They seem not to understand the difference between citizenship of a country and the indigenous identity of the people living in the country. They don't seem to understand. And that means that we need to impart more political education to these people. They are agitating for Biafra independence, but they don't know the procedure. So it's like what the Bible calls zeal without knowledge. So a lot of work has to be done about reorientating the minds of these people. And that is more of political education and awareness. Our people don't have political education. And they're not strategic. We sometimes we pride ourselves as being very intelligent people. Ndigbo, my head, we are very intelligent. But when we look at the realities on the ground, I keep wondering. Intelligence. Okay, intelligence is it the same thing as wisdom? Intelligence may not be the same thing as wisdom.
That is correct.
Yeah, there are some people who didn't go to university, but they are very wise. Like my father, Emeka Siribo, did not go to university. He didn't go to at all. But a native doctor. But what we mean is that all this Greek, all these all the things are in Agu. But we don't do things with understanding, wisdom and understanding. It's a problem to us. Naturally, we say, and it's a philosophy, and I believe in it, that it takes the wise to rule over the fools. It takes the wise to rule over the fools. So if we say we are wise, why are the people we call fools ruling over us?
Biggest irony.
Exactly. So it takes the wise to rule over the fools. So if you say you are wise, then why are the fools ruling over you? That is a problem to us. We have to be strategic and not too loud-mouthed, boasting and vanity, loud-mouthed. Before you even plan, you have exposed your plan to the enemy with all the boasts. We should be able to plan, strategize, and then move. So the ball now, I think, is passed to our politicians. We don't have Biafran activists in politics. You see, when we talk about Biafra, some people don't want to hear the name Biafra, but we cannot wish it away. In fact, that is even the name that is like a masquerade that terrorizes Nigerians. That name, Biafra, makes them afraid. Listen, for somebody to respect you, for somebody to honor you, for somebody to hold you at the high esteem, It's either he loves you or he will fear you. If he fears you or loves you, then he can respect you. What do we have that make them fear us? We have Biafra. It's in our blood. We will shout it until they do something about it. We cannot hide it. And we have the right to answer any name we want to answer. It is our right under the law to describe ourselves anyhow we want to describe ourselves. And when I went to court, I proved it to court, to the Nigerian lawyers, that what we lost after the war, what we lost was our sovereignty, the sovereignty, Republic of Biafra. That's what we lost. But our identity as Biafrans, we did not lose our indigenous identity. And I told them that the greatest mistake they made was they spared our lives. If they had annihilated us the way Rome annihilated Carthage, there wouldn't have been remnants that will continue now to agitate for our freedom. But God made them to make a mistake by sparing our lives. And now that our lives are spared, the Nigerian law, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria in 1990, which is now Cap 9, says that we, the remnants of the land, have the right of self-determination, so they cannot wipe us away again. It's no longer possible. So we have the right to answer any name we want to answer. We can answer Republic of Igbo land or Southeast Republic if we want. Any name we like to answer. But our identity as a people must be maintained. The question is, how do we achieve it? And we are saying diplomacy and politics will be the best option. But our problem now is that the people agitating for this freedom are not politically aware. They are not politically sound-minded. And we need to educate our children. So that is my point. Political awareness and education. That is the way to go. Diplomacy, both at national level, international level. That is the way to go. Thank you very much. I wait until it's time for questions. Has the other speaker coming?
Yeah, I see the general up here. Yeah.
General, are you back? If not, then we can start taking questions if we can't find the other speakers.
General is not back yet. He's having issues with his phone.
He's not back yet.
He's having.
And Barrister Max Oku.
I'm talking to him back at the back end. He's having issues with his device as well.
Okay, we can start with questions. We have so many people listening.
Yes.
We have many people listening. So any person can ask questions.
Yeah, Dr. Ma Onyekwer, I'm speaking to you from Maryland, USA.
Emma Onyekwer.
Dr. Ma Onyekwer, yes, sir.
From USA.
Yes, Maryland, USA.
You are welcome, my brother. Well, go ahead, fire your question.
Because among the options that you have enumerated, the one that makes the more sense, the one that looks more viable, being the confederation or the the 6-state option appears the most workable. How can we set that up right now? Because I was at a meeting yesterday with the World Igbo Congress of the USA. We're trying to set up a structure where Ndigbo around the world will start collecting funds. Are you with me?
Yes.
Into a treasury. And what we're discussing here is a way to do what I call join forces with all the other regions that will help us, that will work together to achieve. It will cost money to do that. That will be that we need to have a good structure. We have to set up what you call a think tank. We set up a structure. We set up a lobbyist group that will help us. Have you thought about how to structure such a platform that will be used to foster that plan, because you have to have a very strong think tank, and that think tank then will then function to help you achieve a plan that's workable. How to partner with all these other groups, because you're going to need lobbyists at the city as well as the house. Those lobbyists they're not going to work for free, I'm sure. What I'm trying to say is, have we worked out a sketch, what do you call a blueprint of a structure, and how to make this happen?
Yeah, like you heard me say that we've actually started doing things, contacted many countries, many governments, right, and we've been in talks with them, and also in the internal politics in Nigeria within the regions. These things have been going on. But what I will say is, to build up on the existing structure. Already there's a structure on the ground. Otherwise, we wouldn't have done anything.
Okay.
So the fact that we've been doing things means that there's a structure on the ground. So the things that every structure needs development, expansion, strengthening, fortification, and so on, until we get to perfection. So the structure that's on the ground already can be worked upon, can be modified, can be rearranged, empowered sort of for better performance. But as for structure, already there's a structure. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to hold meetings with some of the governments.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yes, go ahead.
Vincent Uzoma is my name. I was also.
Can I ask a question?
No, Dr. Victor Uzoma is talking first.
Can I?
Somebody is on.
I was also in the meeting yesterday with the World Igbo Congress, and one of the things that really touched me, which I also want us to consider in this time, is which way, how do we forge ourselves, how do we get ourselves together? Because this is a major problem in the Igbo from time, for a time now, and that's why all other people have taken advantage of that against us. Now, we have so many forces, so many factions, and we're working differently. Is there any way we can get all ourselves? I know it's difficult, but we can do it. Get ourselves all together with one mind and develop a structure, as the former person was saying, develop a structure. This two-way system you propose, my brother, is very good, it's very sound. We have to act in two ways, but I know the easiest way to restructuring, because most people, both international and internal forces, will be against us for Biafra realization. But we will not forget that idea. But one, we need to restructure. We need to all work together in one force. Secondly, one point I need to raise. Right now at home, there are forces on ground. Can we meet? Yes.
Who is that? Who is that, please? Meet your mic.
So we have forces on ground now. We have.
Please, if you are not speaking, mute your mic.
Mute everybody, please.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Now, right now in the Igbo land, we have people occupying certain sections now, and I feel that our race is actually in danger. As much long plan, we should also have an immediate plan to defend our people, to rescue our people, because at the moment they are in danger. Some people are already laid ambush, waiting for actions to start. We also need, in as much as we're thinking of long-term strategies, we also look at what do we do immediately. And I'm telling you, it might be getting late now if we don't act quickly. So I'm thinking we should also think, immediately, how do we rescue ourselves? How do we help ourselves at home? And that's why we need to work together. We have people on ground already in Nigeria who can actually act as quickly as possible if we enforce them. And that's why all ourselves joining together in under one force, we produce more. Thank you very much.
That's a good question. You are talking about what we can do in the immediate situation we find ourselves.
Yes.
Especially this security matter. I was discussing with the President General of Ndigbo a little while ago, and I think they are doing something about it. They are doing something about it, but they don't want noise making, sort of.
That's good.
However, remember that the Southeast Regional Security that was proposed, later abandoned. Then last week or 2 weeks ago, the governors, after their meeting with Ndigbo and the rest of them, agreed to go ahead with that Southeast Regional outfit. Now, why we want that thing is for the states to pass the bills into law, creating our regional security by law. I think there's still much noise. Please, whoever the noise is coming from, please try to minimize it. So what I'm trying to say is that, because we are not in charge of federal government. We don't have federal might. We don't have federal might. So we want to avoid a situation where we'll have a conflict and we don't have law that backs us up. So that's why we want the regional security to be enacted by law of the states. The Constitution of Nigeria empowers every governor to be the chief security officer of his state. So as the chief security officer of his state, he has the power to secure, to protect his state with any means possible. Let them make the law. Like people know, anything that is done by law is lawful. Right. So if you make, yes.
Are they working for us? That's the biggest problem. Are they for us?
Yeah, you see, such a law was passed in 2000. When we were in Aba, when I was practicing in Aba, 1998, some of my clients are in the shoe line, that area, the market shoe line called Bakassi line, the shoemakers. This thing you hear about Bakassi, it's actually a line, Bakassi line. Here, some of our clients formed this Bakassi. Eventually, they were going offhand, and we are doing some things that, some weird things, and we had to bring a law. I remember that time Honorable Obiome was in the house, and we had a discussion. And eventually, the bill was passed in the Abia State House of Assembly and created a law, but Abia State Vigilante Law, aka Bakassi, 2000. And then the law was given, these children were now empowered by law and given arms and ammunition, and they were very effective. So they could now use the power of the state to bring sanity, to checkmate all the terrorists, all the criminals. They now had authority to work. So that's what we are saying to these our governors now. Pass the law. Our youths are ready to work. Pass the law and empower our youth with arms and ammunition by state power, and the youth will work. So everything still boils down to political process. Somebody has to move that motion. Somebody has to sign the bill into law. You ask whether these governors are for us. We believe they are for us, but maybe they are not. Until they sign this law, they sign the bill into law. We will just be managing, we'll just be trying another means. But if they can give us this law, empowering us to carry arms and ammunition for the defense of our territory, that's all we want. Just like they empowered Bakassi boys and gave them arms and ammunition. And the Bakassi boys were very effective until politicians came in and destroyed that organization. So on the issue of security, they are doing something about it. But if there are some of us who can form a kind of pressure group to pressurize the governors to sign this law quickly, that would be better. I hope that there are some, I know that some of us have long legs. We can phone, some of our governors may be your friend. Just take telephone, call the governor to sign that law.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. My name is Maji Amante Ibe. I am calling in from Lagos.
Oh, Engineer Amante, welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Now, I want to ask a question directly to you, but just a few sentences to lay the background to my question.
Okay.
You said the way forward for Ndigbo is where we are now. And I say that the foundation to my question is this. The Ndigbo have to come to the realization that the theater of the civil war, of the genocidal war against them, has only moved from the battlefield into the economic sector.
Yes.
And the economic war is more subtle, more serious, and more effective than even the war of guns and bombs.
Yes.
Because every war is fought on the basis of economy. No nation invades a nation that they will realize no economic dividends from.
Yes.
So, with that as a basis, we now say every Biafra needs to be engaged in this war. I put it in a way, every Biafra needs to die in this war. And how do we die to? We have to die to our self-interest. Some people are creating, some people have political power, a bit of political power, because even our senators and representatives have very little power. That's why they can tell you it's not going to be as easy as doing their community, because all the structures and obstacles that have been placed in their way, and some of them are even fearing for their lives. There's a statement, there is a motion you will use in that place, and they will attack you and poison you, even with the way guns and things.
Hello? Hello?
So, yes, sir?
Somebody's talking, somebody's asking questions. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. So I say, whatever it is you have, do you have political power? No matter how small it is, contribute it to the interest of Ndigbo. Do you have economic power? You have to contribute it to the interest. So our influencers have to come in, and our influencers are politicians, they are professionals, they are business moguls. And so they have to contribute whatever it is they have towards this interest, towards this particular project. Because we need to harness if today
Hello?
people
Hello?
have a level of economic strength.
Yes.
Nobody can defeat us if we come together economically, because it's of level, even though most of that success has been made in the diaspora, and the few people that have come to Abuja and Lagos. But then, if we harness those resources, if we pay a tithe of our personal income, whatever I pay myself in my organization, if I pay a tithe of it towards the Igbo project, I believe that in no distant time we are going to win this war. Because the war is economical, it's not this thing. And our young men that are fighting the war of guns and words will achieve nothing whatsoever, because that is not even where the war is going on. And when I heard about this, when I heard from some of their contributors concerning the intention of the World Igbo Congress is to pull resources. I was not thinking that you, Barrister, would let them know that there is such a thing as the customary government of the indigenous people of Biafra.
Okay.
Now, what that customary
are you asking question or are you making submission?
I'm coming to my question now. I wanted to
so all these things are preambles.
Yes, they are preambles. I now want to ask my question.
Now, please ask your question.
Now, yes, I'm coming to my question.
Okay.
My question is this. I had thought that you would have enlightened the contributors that Mobin has what is called a customary government of the indigenous people.
You cut off everybody so short, and then you're making it
please, let me ask my question.
This is not question. This is not the question. Anyway, I can get your point.
Okay, so that are you not thinking in the line that with whatever resources they can pool, modern and structure a government that is free of government of our politicians and every other thing.
Okay, I get where you are going.
Yes.
The question is something about structuring to be able to do something effective even without the government, even without the governors.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, the Igbo nation, as you see us, we are not leaderless. We are not leader. We are organized. The Igbo nation is organized. Right from the village level, community level, up to the national level, we are organized. You know what we call Ohaneze Ndigbo now? Ohaneze Ndigbo. Strictly speaking, it is a customary governance. In fact, it can be structured in such a way that every community town hall, every town union can be affiliated to Ohaneze, and the structure will trickle down from national, the president general, up to the village level. It can be done. So what I'm trying to let you know is that the Igbo nation, as you see it, is organized. But the problem we have is quite complicated. Being able to manage ourselves. We don't seem to be able to manage ourselves. But we have what it takes. Now, you talked about economic war as if that is more relevant to political. I seem to disagree. Hello? Yeah, we can hear you.
Sorry, please, the Mamajo who is around now, please bring him in. He's on. Mamajo who is with us, please.
Yes, okay, he has come in.
Please, yes, it's important. Thank you.
Chief Max, you are coming. Okay, fine. We shall take your lecture before we continue with questions and answers.
Okay.
Engineer Maze, please. It's not like cutting you off. We shall answer your question. Let him finish his submission.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Sorry, I was on, but somehow I don't know.
Old school.
So I was trying to get my settings right and really get on. I've been talking in the background. I must commend everybody here. I salute all, and I thank the bank maka ndị be anyị nwụrụ n'oge agha ya na ndị bugasịrị na Nigeria n'ugwu n'ebe niile, starting from 1945 in Jos,
yes,
later on 53 I think in Kano, several in the program, so on and so forth, the war itself, and after the war it continued, skirmishes here and there, ife mere n'ime ya bụ na ịkwa ndị nke gị ma ikwu na ibe ma ndị ọgọ ndị enyi ndị ụmụ gị bụ ndị nke gị bụ customary duty obligation Igbo take very seriously. Mara onwe mgbe somebody I think the governor of Anambra State something I can't remember very well did something I don't know. Yeah, but there is still I think so. I don't know how effective or serious it was. I didn't monitor it very well. But it is critically important that the Igbos sometime do a mass atonement or mass officially, culturally, otherwise I get near. Sometime you have below agenda I get set. There's any personal agitations I in there, American in there will be IFOB, etc. Being everybody that has tried to bring out the Biafra issue from the closet. Come on, I recent times in the past. Yes, I know. Yes, in the past 2 years, 3 to 4 years, it appears that the issue of Biafra and the agitation for the revolution has assumed center stage in the game. It's no longer a matter of political correctness. The issue of Biafra and the agitation of the people is now center stage and is now mainstream. Even though the Nigerian state seems to be playing fighting shy or playing off street on the issue, I think that the point has been made and that it must be addressed. If not today, sometimes very, very soon it will be addressed. The angle missing, in my view, I must thank the guys in the streets, the agitators, the people raising the issue. The problem anyway, but that there is a disconnect between the agitators, the activists, and the mainline politicians. I still fighting shy of Abuja. And like Emeka said, and I agree with you, you came back with your mind and campaign. Upon a mother, Afro, if you don't love me, at least you fear me. So if you don't fear me, you don't love me. So we must make sure that if these people don't love us, then it's their house.
Sorry to interrupt you. Can we mute Ezudo? He's disturbing us. Ezudo Chuk. Can we mute him? He's disturbing us.
I'm trying to find his.
There's a noise coming from his background.
Can mute everybody instead.
Am I okay now? Yeah, go ahead. Yes, can I roll? Yes. So I believe that the agitation for self-determination or whatever, and by popular choice, by plebiscite, by referendum, must be sustained. It will be sustained in the streets. It will be sustained politically. I do not agree that it's only on the streets. If you not link up with the people on the streets, the agitators and the activists don't link up with mainline politicians or have a political angle, it will be more difficult. Why do I say so? There are certain things that can be done that can possibly question, but it only requires committed Igbo politicians at the state level, at the national level, to move the agenda forward. For example, if the members of the National Assembly from Igbo land are united on the question of self-determination and move it as a motion before the nation, it must be discussed. Yes, it will require courage. It will require courage. But when they move that motion for self-determination, or move a motion that will trigger a political reaction, what that can happen is that the other group from the north, and let's see what they do because they're wrong with the hair and wrong to the house. The middle belt, I don't know, I don't need to go too much. Open up our support to other issues. Then that's what we want to discussion. I do not believe that. Believe that we should go for another armed struggle. Not because of anything. I'm not scared. I was a combatant in Biafra. I was in 6th Battalion when we go up under Colonel Captain Madakola, 53 Brigade under Colonel Osodon, and 53 Brigade at Ajali, under Colonel Harry 15B at Mona. So what I'm saying is that now, if I invest now to make sure that they have the labor of some of the buying and so the thing is that the political angle must be addressed. I recall a time when Anambra election that brought in the one before this, the first time they went out, they are not killing. I urge some people who were close to FDOD, could they have a political ground game? If they can in any way influence whoever becomes governor of Anambra State, that would be a positive step. If need be, let the person resign after election. Then it will cause a constitutional crisis.
Yeah.
But to your level, I boycott. I don't buy that kind of idea. So you must link up the street action with political action. And Rebecca, I would agree with you. Our governors are glorified chief security officers. They have no cheat. The commissioner of police can overrule the governor. If you give an instruction, it's okay, make you wait. Let me talk to Abuja, and that is the law. Okay. So Abuja runs the police directly. The governor can your police commissioner and when they buy an when I open on the Yoruba well, I remember the IG came to him to corral all our governors and give them marching orders. But with their own agenda, but the IG showed us an agenda. They had to run it down their throat 1 year after they are complaining. I just laugh. This thing is rules. They have just potential. You don't do a moteko. I go proper lion or do. Even the woman or do that is leopard. I don't need to be just Igbo land. And if they the Biafra and Moria bearing, so I go now. So about the goal that we're dying by I go. So having said so, a man came and stopped them. They adopted his community policing, which has not even taken off and cannot work. They are now complaining and now says that okay, we can now go back to what we agreed. It is just stalling them. So if I get a member, let us continue the agitation. For example, I cited the Public Holiday Act, which allows a governor to determine any day public holiday in an area or throughout the state. Yes. When you go in Ndigbo, the public holiday for memorial. Exactly. Yes. But so that number I have to be the Jew, Tony Bonunia, because the governor next year. Governor Igbo, the governor Igbo, governor to Abuja, Negeba, which and so I correct you guys, we are I was okay. I don't know you. And look at this, the political angle is what concerns me more. How do we translate? There's a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of buy-in on the ground. The buy-in believe kind of thing. At our vote today, 90% of people vote for self-determination. Vote for Biafra. Exactly. And at our vote, 90% of the buy-in vote for Biafra. After that, Abuja who has just taken their economic and small pocket change. Never again was this a good man or a good getting how do we deal with that issue? Do we do a focus Biafra for Igbo land only, or do we still think of the eastern region? These are issues we have to discuss. So that's what you see. The people are playing funny, in my view. Some of them don't want anymore. But if they don't want anymore, why don't we think of only of the Igbo, the donor area? And we will access to the sea, and it can be done. Let us start there. When you join on request, not that I say don't buy that. Let's not beg anybody. When you know the only those family I support, but their leaders and big people don't support what we're doing for political correctness in Nigeria. And we are giving them a milk and down. I'm gonna some of that common sense. That's funny. So I think that issues we look at the political connection, the political angle must be addressed, and then can do it by making sure no any using Abuja, must be a true Igbo. Let me rest at this point because my money get work.
Yeah, well, you've done very well. I got a question.
Yes.
General Hekiro, because of the is it there?
But I've got the contribution.
Generally,
we allow this lady, Lillian Obiechina, please, let's allow her to talk.
Lillian, is your time now. Question, what the candidate discussants have made their submissions. and we are taking questions.
Yes, I was waiting for the discussions to actually end, and then ask my questions towards just where Uncle Max, just touched. My name is Lilian Ogechina, and I'm calling it from Enugu. Thank you, sir. This issue of Ife Biafra, some of us are more dying when Anulaga, but Simago, Itolife, Ufumbosia Bife, Obola Gobolomo, Soya Chiema, or anything, Kinkaga, Panity, join over, Ebi Beggy, what I go. Well, from Egypt, Biafra. But anyị ewelugofu nwayọọ na-abata na-aghọta ife a na-eme anyị nwabụ onye Igbo bụ ndị Igbo. A lot of us, even though na dị young, ọ dịrị anyị mma, and abanyesikwa na ụmụ kilikili otu ịmago na-anụ ife ndị ọzọ na-ekwu. So anyway, my question is, like I said, linked to what Uncle Max just said. A group nọ PSC, People's Supreme Congress, and ndị anyị ọma na ebe ahụ a lot. Just 2-3 days ago, there was this thing and Mr. Briggs, Napa Brandi Biafra, Okulu Kawa, documented. And ụfọdụ ndị anyị ọma na-aba mba imago Ndigbo, I know Biafra. We come to them with power, with force, with authority. They must belong to Ndigbo, to the Biafran, they must support Biafra, that kind of thing. And in that group, I need to run the per se. A lot of people, big men are not there. One of the ADC national chairman, not on that group, but he rarely talks. Sometimes I look up and say, hey, sometimes and then age got not even to correct some of these wrong notions or from our side, they don't talk. I know I was sometimes, and when at a particular point in time, a few of us, I did talk. I got able to learn when I work with Biafra, on it. I know I would have I want business on it. I had to work from on it. When I look at evangelism, back to Enugu, we were doing this like Imago, and they are some of these fathers. Even my microphone no dia o. When I dey ready to work, microphone no dia o. Oburo mba no oburo e call no. They are just not there to help. They are not there to support you. They are not there. So your spirit are the code. So people ndị
Lilian.
Can I answer Lilian?
Yes, all the important.
Lilian, are you speaking?
All the important for interference in.
Hello? Lilian, are you there?
Is there.
All right, go ahead. Ezeji, please go ahead.
Yes, because ihe dị m mkpa m chọrọ ka onye ọbụla ghọta na awụ na anyị wu ndị Igbo. Anyị jiri asụsụ Igbo kwuo ihe anyị na-ekwu. Dị na nnukwute oyibo, ndị ofe mmanụ nọrọ na-ekwu nke ha enweghị ike itinye bekee n'ọnụ. Bekee nke anyị n'ọnụ ọgịnị ya wụ nke mbụ m chọrọ ikwuri. Nke ịbụọ awụrụ ihe gbasara Biafra. Biko, ọ dị ka ebe anyị nọ na ihe zuru na onye nke tinye ọnụ.
ka m siri chee a ga-esi hazie ya ka onye ọbụla mara oge ọ ga-eji kwuo nke ọ wụghị ịdị wọdụ ọha dị ka m ji nwere na-etinye ọnụ na asụ aka nwere ihe m chọrọ ikwu. So mgbe ọzọ a ga-ahazi ahazi o ruru onye ahụ ọsọ nwe ihe ya nwere ikwu ajezie na onye ọzọ ka anyị nwee ike na-eme ihe na-adị mma. Nke atọ bụrụ na ihe gbasara ọnọdụ Biafra anyị ọ dị ka ọwa onye ọ masịrị ya etinye aka ya etinye ọnụ ya ekwu ihe ọ ga ihe nwere ike ime. Ndị ebe anyị niile bụ ndị Igbo a na-ewepụta eji eje mba ha niile na-atụ ụjọ maka na okwu ha dị abụọ, ofu na obodo Naijiria, ofu na obodo Biafra. A sị anyị achọghị ka ha pụta kwuo okwu, anyị achọghị ka ha jewe n'ụzọ ma ọ chọba ihe a ga-eme ịlụ ọgụ ma ihe ọ bụ, anyị achọghị dị ha ime ihe ọbụla, mana ụka anyị na ha soro na amara, soro na nghọta, soro n'ihe ọbụla anyị na-eji ihe anyị na-eje. Ihe gbasara dis customary gọọmenti anyị ịhụna ka esi wee mee ihe ruo tata eche m na anyị enwetara ndị nọchiri anya late Dr. Ikedife the president anyị before Honorable Nobu, anyị enwetabe ndị nọchiri anya ndị a ebe ahụ niile eghechara oghe. Ịbịa gwa ndị okenye anyị na ndị dịka Madam Mbaka na-ekwu si ndị dị otu hapụta, ndị dị otu hapụta, ndị dị otu hapụta, ka anyị mara ndị na ndị si anyị jeweni n'okwu Biafra. Then ndị ọbụla niile nwechara obi na ihe Biafra, mana onye ọbụla na-atụ ụjọ ọ ya pụta o nweghị ikpe n'isi n'ihi nke gbasara Naijiria na ya apụgokwa ebe ahụ. So maka agụụ na enweghị ihe dị mma mmadụ na-eme, a na-eme onye ọbụla ọ na-azọnye ụkwụ n'ụzọ na-abụ. But ọ bụrụ dị mmadụ dịka m, site n'agha m lụrụ ruo ugbu a anọ m na Biafra, enweghị m ike ịgbanwe agbanwe n'ụwa, agakwa m anwụ n'ime Biafra. Maka ihi nke a ana m achọ ka barista biko ọnwụ ihe ị ga-enwe ndị otu gị na ha ga-anọ, ọ bụkwa ihe ị ga-akpọ m esikwe m Lagos gbadata so gwa m anyị gaa nye ndị nke anyị akpọọ ha nzukọ ofu ebe, ya bụrụ ndị bekee anyị stapụọ opinion ha mara ihe anyị na-eje. Maka onye na-asị onye ọsọrọ onye n'ọsọ ọ sọrọ onye ọbụla, ihe anyị na-alụ ọgụ onye ọbụla, ọ bụrụ ọgụ eze, ọ bụrụ ọgụ maazị okwu, ọ bụrụ ọgụ Emeka emekesịrị mba, ọgụ onye ọbụla niile. So ọ ga-adị mma ma anyị gbakọ ọnụ wepụ ọnụ ndị ọzọ ekwuokwana. Oke ịghọkọta n'ebe njiji ahụ biko ka anyị mee ka anyị kpọkọlata ndị okenye anyị na ndị ọzọ matakwa anyị n'ala Igbo ka anyị kwekọrịtasị ihe anyị na-eme. Ha nwa nọrọziwa n'ụlọ nọrọ na nkwụta, hapụ anyị ka anyị nwa chọrọ ịnwụ anwụ ka anyị pụta n'ìhè. Ọ ya ka m chọrọ ikwu n'ihu.
Barrister, 1 minute. On announcement. Because onye ọbụla can mute their mic. Biko onye ọbụla mute your mic. Ọ na-eme nke
this mic from there.
And from London. Aha gị biko.
Esi m na-ekwu m bụ Basil Ugochukwu, esi m Canada na-ekwu, o nwere ihe nchọkwa unu mara. Okay, ihe nchọkwa unu mara bụ ọ dị mma ebe m si bịa awụ m onye mba nọ n'Imo steeti. A sị na ihe meziri emezi a na-akpọ ya nwa mma. Ihe m chọpụtara na ndị Igbo o nwere ndị Biafra na-achọ ịkpa ego, and ihe ahụ adịghị mma. Ebi m na Ontario, anọ m na Toronto. Ndị Biafra groups ha ruru 3 na 4. Ọ bụrụ na ihe anyị na-ekwu otu ihe ahụ, if our objectives are the same and genuine, gịnị mere na a ga-eji bịa n'otu sit enwe mpaghara the same group ụzọ atọ na ụzọ anọ? Ọ na-enye nsogbu otu ahụ. Ihe ọzọ m chọrọ ikwu bụ ọ dị mma na anyị define the objective ihe anyị chọrọ ime, because if you go into any issue without an objective, a clear objective in mind, enweghị ihe ị ga-aghọta na ya. Kee nke anyị na-ekwu, ọ na anyị chọrọ Biafra, ọ na anyị chọrọ ka ụmụ Naijiria. Anyị ekwuwa ya ka ndị mmadụ mara nke ha na-eso.
Okay, I want two things I'm trying to address now. The first one, onye kwuru okwu sị anyị ga na-asụ Igbo, and then second one, na-ekwu na-asị what is our objective. Tupu anyị ebido meeting a, anyị kpebiri ekpebisi kedu ka anyị ga-ekwu n'Igbo ka anyị ga-ekwu n'olu oyibo. I will kwụsị na n'ihi na ozi anyị na-ezi chọrọ ụwa niile nụrụ olu anyị. Okwu banyere ihe banyere Biafra abụrụ ọsọ ihe ndị Igbo, na ọwa okwu na-emetụta niile a na-ele ihe ga-eme na Naịjirịa na Biafra. Ya mere mgbe anyị na-amalite nzukọ a, anyị kpebiri si ule ka anyị ga-esi kwuo ka anyị ga-eji Igbo ka anyị ga-eji olu oyibo. Anyị mmadụ niile ekwekọrịta ka anyị were olu oyibo. Ọ bụrụ na anyị anaghị asụ Igbo, anyị na-asụ Igbo, ọtụtụ anyị ga-agụ Igbo gụọ ya agụ, anyị na-asụ Igbo na-edekwenye ede. Anyị nwere ike chite taa sụpụta Igbo chite taa ruo otu afọ, aga m eji okwu mkpụrụ okwu bekee, mana n'ihi na ndị anyị na-ele anyị ndị anyị chọrọ ka ha nụta olu anyị, ya mere ndị mmadụ niile ji kwuo sị ka anyị sụọ n'asụsụ bekee. Ọ bụrụ na anyị na-eletu asụsụ Igbo anya, mba. Mana ọ bụrụkwa na anyị ga-ekwugharị ugbu a sị ka anyị bidosokwa n'Igbo ugbu a, anyị bidokwa n'Igbo, ọ dịkwa mmeta ahụ. Ya bụ na okwu nke ahụ anyị ji were malite, anyị ga-ebugharị okwu ahụ sị ka anyị sụọzie n'Igbo. Ma ọ bụkwa na nkọwa na m kọwara doro gị anya ugbu a, aga m asị ka anyị gawakwa n'ihu. Ọwụ ụlọ ka ọ dịrị ugbu a ikpebi nke a, ọwụ ka anyị sụọ n'Igbo ka ọwụ ka anyị sụọ na bekee, ka ọ na-agwa ụgwa ka a na-agwa asụsụ Igbo asụsụ bekee. Elee ka unu chọrọ? Nke ahụ nke ọzọ bụ ajụjụ nke onye ọzọ jụrụ sị olee ihe anyị bụ n'obi, ọwụ Biafra ka ọwụ Igbo ka ọwụ nwere onwe Biafra ka ọwụ ịnọ n'ime Naijiria dịka ndị Igbo. Anyị ekwuola okwu ahụ maka isiokwu anyị ji malite nzukọ abụ anyị si Igbo, Biafra, the realities and the way forward. Ndị tinyere ọnụ n'okwu a ekwuola okwu banyere ihe ndị a, nyekwenu ntụziaka etu a ga-esi mee ka ọkụ omume ka ọ dị mfe. Ya mere na anyị dị ka ndị na-alụ ọgụ amaghị ebe anyị na-aga, anyị dị ka ndị emechiri anya na-amaghị ebe anyị na-aga. Anyị nwere ntụmatụ nwee izu ebe anyị na-eje. Ya mere mgbe anyị malitere ihe anyị kwụsịrị lekwa isiokwu anyị na ihe ata, lekwa ihe anyị chọrọ ka anyị mee, akwụkwa n'isiokwu ahụ ka ndị niile na-ekwu okwu na akụkwa ntu n'isiokwu ahụ. Ya bụ na anyị emeghị ka ndị na-amaghị ebe anyị gara. Biko onye jụrụ ajụjụ, ị jụtara ya n'eziokwu anyị nwere ebe anyị na-aga. Anyị ekwukwana na ihe anyị bụ n'obi wee kpọketa. Eze ji ọ dịka nwe ọzọ chọrọ ikwu.
Biko ịghọta ihe ikwuche dị ya, ọ ga-aka mma ka anyị gara jirigodi Igbo kwute ihe ọbụla anyị na-ekwu. Enwere ihe a na-akpọ kọmunike. Ya ụmụ ọgụwa gị iwepụta dị kọmunike asị lekwe ndị aṅụ mitinye, lekwe ihe anyị kwetara. Ya kwanye ma anyị na-asụ bekee, ọ bụrụ ma the exposure up to those places ikwuwe ndị gege ntị, then we go into speaking English, no problem. All the same thing. Are there any dangerous thing I discuss? What maka ịdị mma anyị? Epụrụ na-eteke and stand before so no na-asụ bekee. I withdraw my complaint there. I'm sorry about it. So I go on in a bekee. Onye like any mix, ye mix me. Ya ụmụ ndị ọcha gakwa n'Igbo ha n'okwu ya by force.
Ọ dị mma. Ị na-atụla ihe eze ji kwuru si onye chọkwara ịsụ Igbo ya sụ Igbo, onye chọkwara ịsụ Bekee ya sụ, onye chọkwara ịgwa itie nke a gwara ọgwa ya etie. Kwuo nnọọ ihe nọ gị n'obi.
Biko, can I say something?
Olee onye na-ekwu biko? Who are you?
Can I say something? My name is Ebere Chukwu.
Okay, onye ọbụla ga-ekwu okwu ga-ekwu aha ya biko.
Kwuo n'ebe o si akpọ.
Kwuo n'ebe o si na-akpọ.
Okay, Ada Biafra na-ekwu, afọ m Ebere Chukwu Ada Biafra, ekene m unu. Ana m ekwu from Enugu na Biafra land.
Okay.
Ekene m unu, Barrister Emeka, Uncle Maxi, Oyi, mmadụ niile, ma ndị si West, ma ndị si UK, unu ncha niile ekene m unu. Biko nụ.
Kelehikwe ndị Lagos too.
Echebu m na taa anụ ụta na ọma nkwụsị taa. You know, we just started. And echebu m na Emeka kwụsị, Uncle Max ekwuo na anyị ga-esigodu from na-atinye ọnụ because they are nke anụ onye si ebe o tepụta ekwunye nke a ekwuta customary government ekwuta maka ndị Biafra. I should think because there are two key things both Barrister Emeka na Uncle Max ikwu. Both of them talked about politics, involving ourselves in the politics of Nigeria. Barrister Emeka also talked about bring Nigeria into 6. I think that everything we're going to discuss this night should center on these key things and let us leave every other thing. As we continue, you know, we'll keep bringing in other topics. And again, I should also think, Bikonu, that there should be a moderator. There should be somebody who will be moderating this meeting. If you want to talk, let that person be the one to sign you in to talk. Because when everybody is talking, really, nobody is talking. And I should also suggest that those of us who are domiciled in Nigeria, those of us who are here, that we should listen more, learn from our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, then guide ourselves and know how to throw questions to them. For today, I won't say much. I will not talk too much. I will hear people. When you people have, you know, from me who know, I be going to do question. Then, our brother from US said something. How do we bring all these things? How do we harness them? Politics, can't run away from it. Uncle Martin has just said it. Barrister Emeka has said it. How do we bring ourselves together? How do we galvanize all these things to make sure that we can take over power from these people? We keep complaining that these governors are not satisfying us. Those of them in Abuja, the senators and the House of Rep members, that are not satisfying us. They won't satisfy us because we did not participate in, you know, we did not vote them into power. What do we do to be relevant in the politics of Nigeria and that of Igbo land? Take a name.
Hello, Jirajikiri is on now. Please.
Biko, enwere ọkwa m chọrọ ịma ụgbọ biko. Ka anyị
Yekiri is on.
Aga m akpọbata ya. Enwere ọkwa m chọrọ ịma biko. Na isiokwu anyị banyere politics, anyị ka ya ọnụ. Ka anyị hapụgodo ihe ndị ọzọ. Enwere maka mmadụ chịrị aka abụọ n'ọnụ, ọ na-enye nsogbu. Ka anyị hapụta okwu ahụ ọnụ banyere politics. I get where we can over political power of our region at least.
Peace and security.
Yeah, okay, like politics and security, we can discuss that. But then after the end also, I first to this particular one. But now the other discussant has come. Our General Batara.
Yes, barrister, meet everybody, please. Meet everybody, please. Apart from the speaker, there's interference.
Nico, you
can meet yourself.
Because every person meet yourself.
If you go to the, get to the left,
by the left side corner at the bottom left.
I've seen the place mute. If I meet.
No, not you, not you, not you.
Okay.
Not you.
Okay.
Other people that have not.
I can meet you. I'm meeting you.
Please, Mr. Moderator, can I speak? I'm from London.
What's your name?
Hold on.
I'm with the top.
Hold on. Generally, about
I'm from London.
Okay, so I can go ahead, but General General is one of the discussants. General Batago. General Batago.
Barrister Maker, I will put a contribution and question at the same time. Don't forget. Thank you.
Yes. One of the discussants, generally.
Actually, everybody and our participants. Everybody here.
Imagine that you are not a key worker. So more I will not find things physically. My children are not allowed to do. Is this the case?
Please.
Did I meet everybody then?
I will write it again. I'm taking my time to
meet all.
Making more work. I'm qualifying the next
All right, I have meted all. Now, who is talking?
Panel for the speaker.
Only you now is speaking. Only you now is speaking. You muted everybody.
Okay, so hold on. Max Yoku.
We are thinking in general.
I'm looking for General. General. General, you are free now to talk.
Good afternoon, sirs. This is not General, but this is Nkechi Kere. I'm his daughter.
You are the daughter?
Yes, sir. I'm joining in from New York.
Okay, I saw Ihekire. I thought it's General.
No, sir. I'm his daughter. He tried joining in, but I think the network is giving so much problems.
And you can't talk on his behalf. You can't talk on his behalf because he's the one to discuss the issue.
Yes, he's trying to rejoin. So maybe in the next few minutes he should be in.
While we're waiting for him, can that guy from London, he can tell us what he wants to say?
All right, can you talk now? Ezudo.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
All right.
So, I'm not chief Kowahu. He was at Biafra and no more good all along. But here, none of them were puppet leaders. People who are leading us, and who came with the gods to discuss what is beneficial for us. Rather, Nigeria has been built on individualism, the platter of individualism. Our leaders are caring for us. Oh no, laugh for our area. We are only who get the one who man. Here, a nation, Nigeria, a nation. But one group of people is there because I need to phone, Yarawa, Sani, phone, nyekwana anyị ha anyị chọrọ achọghị inye anyị ya anya dọrọ in this situation, very precarious situation. Anyị enwe ọnụ okwu ha ọbụla akara anya dance like to that. Our leaders are dance like to that area. Why must we continue in this type of life? The children unborn in with future in Nigeria. Why can't we take the rules by the hand? By telling them that we want to leave the country, then they will give us alternative. But whereby we are looking for federalism, whereby we are looking for
I think all that go off. Thank you. You have the technical.
The problem when you start saying something useful, you begin to mess around with the network.
What is the target and what we now action?
Yeah,
what
we know.
Restructuring.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm but I'm humble Christian or no, I'm born it's in London now.
Okay. Okay,
my name is Christian Onoha from I'm calling from London.
Christian Onoha. Christian Onoha, please, I think what we do now so that we can have a clear communique at the end of this thing, let us dwell on this point. Politics. How do we channel that? How do we do security so that at the end of this meeting, we can have point A on politics. This is what we've decided to do and the way to go. On security, this is how we've decided to go. So that can be points that we'll talk about because we already know the issues. We know Ndigbo and we know all these things. That we need definite action points on what we are supposed to do so that we can go direct to these two main points of how do we get involved and run political environment in our space and take charge. And then how do we secure our people? Let us dwell on those things so that we can have results. Dalun.
One suggestion.
One suggestion.
Hello. I'm President Jacob.
President Jacob.
Yes. I'm calling from Abia. Abba. Hello, can I speak now?
President Jacob, can you go to chance? Go ahead.
Oh, okay, sir. Thank you very much. My issue all this while is that we have not told our story about ourselves. For the fact that you refuse to equal our story, just like they do Ahmad Bello Memorial. Memorial in France. People definitely will write our story and they write what they want to, and that's what people believe. It's high time we started our story. The people who survived, and we have.
You are going outside. Listen. One leg, get one leg. Who's the choir have?
Hello?
Get one leg. Who's the choir have? I took a look at and say, first.
Yes, I'm coming there, sir. I have the floor now.
What is a point of order?
I think I have the floor. I think I have the floor. Politics has the foundation. I think I have the floor. You can't speak from the top.
Please, point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Please, I'm very sorry I have to say this. I am very worried for the fact that there is a lot of disruptions in this meeting. There is disorderliness, total disorderliness. There is a button for indication of hand raised on this Zoom platform. We can use it. People don't just. There was a time the chairman had to box everyone. And yet after he had to mute everyone started muting himself. It's a very high level of indiscipline. I don't think it is right for us. If everyone had to be muted, let us be muted if we raise our hand and the chairman points at us, or he calls any one of us who cannot vote and speak. If not so, we won't be able to end this meeting. It's already 9 o'clock, and that is 2 hours after the meeting started. Please, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Can I continue, sir? Yes. Now, what I'm trying to tell is that with the Igbo struggle, the struggle to occupy our right of place is something that a lot of our people, most of these youths that form the greater population of Igbos, don't even know why we are struggling, don't even know the reason. That's why if we tell our story, just like I said, even already and now, we don't like recently, usually.
Unmute yourself, please. We can't hear you.
Sorry, can you hear me now? Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Yes, if our great diplomats were there, can come and tell us the story of what they know about, or what they have heard about the Igbos from outside. We need to tell our story in our language to our people, to the growing youth. A lot of youth don't know where they belong. They are controlled, the wind controls them. They don't even know what they are fighting for. If you are saying politics, everybody knows that the police that is United States all. I don't even know why I should risk my life or do anything to protect my vote, all these things. So the story has not really gotten that well with the populace here. People speak from outside and they don't come in to vote here in Nigeria.
Listen. We're talking about politics. We're talking about politics. We know we shall write our history. How do we take over political power, even in our own region first? So, because
I have a suggestion in there. Do I go on?
Who is talking?
No, I think we need to be
talking.
Your hand from the panel on the right hand side.
Ndubisi. Can I go?
And go ahead.
There's one thing I feel.
Ndubisi Edwin Okeke.
Yes, it's a suggestion. Before the war, the Igbo Union was so strong. The cooperation among trans unions were excellent. It was more or less a separate disciplinary form structure outside the government. I think we need such things in politics now. We are too individualistic now in politics.
Yes.
There's a way or an essay. We coordinate, relate with town unions, market unions, and then make it acceptable that these unions, these structures like market union, town union, can discipline or take certain actions to discipline our members. It will bring people interested into politics. This political issue where people go individually and then no person can be controlled, you can't even tell the person you put in power, please, let's do it. It's because we've lost that structure that is outside the formal government that normally guides the Igbo people. When NCSC was powerful, the Igbo Union was there. We can see, find a way of trickling down on a structure, coordinate it with town union, president generals, and we are not so big, and make every person get involved in what we are doing. By so doing, you can see that it becomes easier for us to get people who are credible, who will take our message, who will fight for us to go to the presenters. Minus that, people will get money from anywhere, people will be sponsored from outside the Igbo land, and you can control them.
Okay.
That's my little.
We get your point. So actually, your point is that
through the structure or Hanese Ndigbo structure, which replaced the former Igbo Union. Yes. We can actually do the same thing former Igbo Union did, because former Igbo Union was a power block.
General and every town. It becomes
good. All right, so let us note it down. Let us note it as one of the points, which means that Ohanese will have a very strong role to play in politics, because recently, I saw Ohanese is not social, cultural, political. I'm thinking that there must be a way Ohanese will influence politics and carry every person along, so that it will perform like the former Igbo Union that kept us together. So it's a good point you have made, and I believe that we have posted that. Any other before we go? Yes? Somebody raised this hand.
Yes, can I say something, Emeka?
Yeah.
Yes, my hand is here, Emeka. Can I say something now? Can I come in? This is Bismarck. Hello. Thank you. Firstly, I thank God that at the end of the day, that this meeting held, and by now we should be concluding. And just as Oyi suggested, we should be able to, at the end of this meeting, have a communique which will deal on 2 key points: the issue of politics, how we can navigate the Nigerian waters and actualize what we want. Because Biafra, just as Emeka said, as of today, we can hardly win it by war. I mean, by decision war. But we can win it by war, because after politics is war by other means. Thank you. And I recall a discussion we have sometime the other day, as per this issue of going, like today, I learned something new. What Barrister Emeka told us now, as per what the wiki said. I think we should focus our energy towards that. Let's stop dissipating our energy. First and foremost, we should also bear in mind what Barrister Mazio who said. There is this disconnect between those in the street, the activists, and our political class. Thank God we have a group like Mobin, Movement for Biafrans in Nigeria, and we have others too that believe that we cannot do it on our own. So what we need to do is, number one, close the gap between the Biafran groups and our political elites, those in power, those in Abuja and elsewhere. Rome was not built in a day, but we must start up now. How do we do that? I know, for going today in Nigeria, we have some Igbos who are in top positions of power as of today. We have the five Southeast governors. Whether we elected them or not, they are there on our behalf. We must learn how to use them until they leave office. Also, and at the federal level in Abuja, we have Senator Abaribe, who is the PDP, in fact, who is the leader of the opposition in the Senate. We also have Senator Ike Premado, who is the Southeast caucus leader in the National Assembly. The other one is a discussion where we say it was necessary that if we are really talking about having an alliance of the willing, as Chief Tony Okeke said, it will also involve reaching out to legislators from the entire South, whether South, West, South, and also Middle Belt. I recall during the last National Assembly, the vote on some of these issues of restructuring at the National Assembly was lost by just 1 vote. How we've not forgotten. So it is doable. That's why I salute what President Emeka said, that we can do it, but we must start now. So how do we go about it? Firstly, we must close the gap between us and those of them who are in our yes, they may be us, they may be, but today, they are not happen. So we must see how we can make use of what we have. But again, we are not putting on them. The problem is not our governors. And so they are coming to masters. One, the master in Aso Rock. Number two, we the people who supposedly elected them. What happened? Initially, they said they will do a security outfit. But it is yet to be done. The other way, when the IG came, they done the IG's way. So I'm saying, if we the people put enough pressure on them and make them to realize, because in 2 or 3 years from now, they will be out of office. And then they will not be, they will be in the same shoes which we are today. I'm saying we must put pressure on them, especially these so-called Biafran groups. So not so-called, but the Biafran groups. They can put pressure on them because that word Biafra is like our own shield, our own strike force.
Yes.
Even the mere mention of it sends fears down their spines.
Yes.
Imagine if Mobin, Masot, any other Biafran group now writes a letter to the governor, say, if you don't do this, we'll send you, we'll miss you. They are afraid of Biafra. But Biafra is like a nightmare to all of them. Because I'm saying we must be able to whip these our governors into line. As of today, they are in charge of our destinies, whether we like or not. Unless we push them out. As of today, this date, they are that's it. We must find out to put on them to do the needful. And what is the needful? That just as by the message, we'll start this political process. But remember, if you want peace, prepare for war. While preparing for that, while being part of that political process, we should also think of homeland security. How do you secure our homeland? Let it not be while we are preparing to making decisions. Some people all of us. Put two things at the same time. So I'm saying this type of security, I'm not so this of the political solution. What there must be people who people call the Supreme Court governor. There must be a way to force him. We must force him or force them. It's a matter of life and death. Unless they leave that seat. You get the point? So now that they're on that seat, we must evolve ways of trying to make them to reason with us by applying pressure on them. And I mean, look at what is happening now. People are marching and they are marching and they keep marching. Have we matched enough here? I mean, we must match. Even the who says he's 60 years, you are not too old to match. People match until he died. We must say no, we must see because now is the time. So if we want to make a difference, we should be able to do what? Match. We should be able to engage our people in authority. Is it a Kuramado? Is it a Badibe? Is it our governors? I should be able to engage them, to make them to see right and to do the right thing. Thank you.
Can I speak? Can I speak? Moderator.
Barrister, I think point of order because point of order. Here, Dr. Ma Onyekore, Barrister Emeka, because Adam sure that I were more people now than when you spoke because there were some key points that you made that you probably need to restate. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Restate yourself because I were 52 participants now. But every meeting now when you spoke, there were fewer people, so that just to bring everybody up as to what
you are suggesting that we can kind of rehearse what we said before.
Yeah, what you said before, because people need to understand the imperatives. Okay. What is possible and what is not. I don't want us to be going in different directions.
Okay. You're right. But you see, this is another thing. Whenever we say our meeting is starting by 7, it is 7 o'clock. Because you didn't come, all of us did not come at the same time. So now we are now trying to start all over fresh by rehearsing what we said before. Now, this meeting, there is something we want to discuss. Please mute your mic. There's noise there. Can you hear me?
Mark, mute your mic. Mute your mic.
Okay. Bismarck, I'm meeting you now. Okay, so the last speaker suggested that I should rehearse what we said before when we started. We are talking about the Igbo nation and the Biafra project and looking at the factors now, the realities on the ground. What is the way forward? The discussants have made their submissions on this topic. Eventually, we came down to the issues of politics and security. It may not be, it may waste more time now for us to start all over the things we have said before. But we said there are three ways to get independence. One is by war, military. But we have ruled that one out. We're saying that we don't want it. Not because we are afraid. We're not afraid. Because if the trigger of the war, if the Fulani herdsmen or the Boko Haramis or whatever, if they bring the war to us, we will fight. We will fight. And if they do, that will be the end of Nigeria. And we are not afraid to say it. If they provoke us to fight, we shall fight. But we don't want that to go that way. That's why we are looking for due process of resolving this dispute. And the due process we are talking about is the political and diplomatic process. Now, I also narrated how we have moved into the diplomatic processes, how we have contacted our allies, both at national and international levels, the meetings we have had. I also told you about how we work together with Ohanes and Ndigbo. And we are pushing in the same direction. So the consensus now seems to be restructuring Nigeria into 6 countries. That was the proposal we sent to the British government in 2018, when Boris Johnson was the Secretary of State, Foreign Secretary of State. He is the one who replied us, who signed the letter and sent to us, accepting that our proposal. Because they said that they will never allow Nigeria to break up. They want to maintain the territorial integrity of Nigeria. They will do everything to keep Nigeria one. And having sampled their opinion, having felt their pulse, we now gave that proposal to turn Nigeria into the British model. British model where we have 4 countries in one. Scotland, England, Northern Ireland, and Wales. 4 countries in one that make up the Great Britain. Therefore, we propose that Nigeria should also be turned into six countries to make up Great Nigeria, so that every region will be a country. The Southeast, Southwest, North Central, Middle Belt, Northeast, and Northwest. 6 countries in one. And that was what they accepted, that it is workable. But then they suggested or they advised that there should be a debate in the National Assembly, in the Parliament for it. There has to be a democratic debate for Nigeria to be restructured into 6 countries in one. Now the ball is passed to our politicians to move the motion for debate to start. So it is now action time, debate. Let the debate start. But what is holding the debate from starting? Why can't our senators move the motion? Now, for that purpose, Chief Nyanwodo has been able to galvanize the 4 regions: the Southeast, Southwest, South, Middle Belt, North Central, 4 regions. He has galvanized them together and formed the body of Southern and Middle Belt Leadership Forum, moving as one block, so that we will pull the whole from Middle Belt. In fact, right now, Southern has joined us. So that if we move that motion now in the National Assembly, we shall win with all our senators. If the 4 regions, including Southern Kaduna, if we move that motion, we shall win. But why is that motion not moved? So I'm thinking that we should do something to push or put pressure on our senators to move that motion in the National Assembly. Of course, there could be war, there could be fighting. What I mean by war is that when that motion is moved, they will throw chairs and beat and throw punches at one another. But we have seen it before in the National Assembly. Sometimes they fight over some bills. But let the fight begin. So that's where we're talking about using political power. Let us use political power. Whoever controls political power controls the economy. That's why the Hausa people have this philosophy. Iko yefi kudi, iko yefi kudi. That's the power pass money. Whoever has the power controls your money. So we must go for political power to control our region, even our region. So that is a rehearse of what we said, what I said when I made my submission. The other discussants also made their submission. But every person came to this realization that political process is what we are going for. Political process and diplomatic process. Political in the sense that we have to participate in politics both at national and international level. Diplomacy, because we have to also make friends with other regions as well as friends with the international community. So these are the two things we are talking about.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Excellent. I wanted to make sure that everybody get the same basis. What we're thinking. That's a very good meeting.
Okay. Mr. Emmanuel, sorry, 1 minute. I think we need to streamline now. We've run over 2 hours and we have 4 people raising their hand. Festus Ubechuku, Odozi, Shomu Fabala, and then Emmanuel Tochi.
No, it's not the end. The Chuck is raising his hand as well. I want to speak, please.
Okay. Now, Chuck, what we will need to do, we have overshot the timing. What we need to do, Chuck, you are not raising your hand by the app. That's what we have decided to do so that we can streamline. What we do,
I was watching you people, but I couldn't talk. So when I got home, I started to.
There's a way to raise the hand. There's a way to raise your hand on the right hand side of the app. Click on raise your hand. It will come up. Then we'll see that you've raised your hand, not by voice. Now, please, anybody speaking, let's do 2 minutes so that in the next 15 minutes we can round up. Please, because of time, so that we don't overshoot. So raise your hand by the right hand side. 2 minutes. Let's have about 10 minutes, which is about 5 people. And then we can round up. We can have it to line that. Thank you very much. Barrister, please give from the order as it is. Barrister, give them admit entry to speak.
I've not seen a person who raised hand.
Tochi Emmanuel is raising his hand. Let's start from there. That's from the top.
I've seen it. Yes, okay, Tochi Emmanuel, please go ahead.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Chairman, good evening. Thank you. Thank you for the organizers. I'm Tochukwu Emmanuel Ifemene. I'm calling from Abuja. I'm from Oka South. My question builds on what our chairman started to say initially when he started speaking, even before you came to make this briefing round right now. You said something very critical where the question is coming out. You didn't say it here, so let me bring it so I can put out the question. You said that if you remember the days of Azikwe, they kept on going backward and forward, and it took them years before independence came. Now, we have a movement here, and by the reason of our existence, I want us to pay close attention to the word called movement. We have done something for the movement, which Barrister you have explained to us, which is what I call diplomatic relations. Yeah. And that is the basis of why we are talking about political involvement. Yeah. I think there are 4 things that are critical for any movement to take place: ideological communication, operational efficiency, diplomatic relations, and resource mobilization. And we've gotten our diplomatic relations, at least at the most strategic level, very well. Sir, I want to ask a question. Is it possible that going forward after this meeting, and I sense we may need to have more of this kind of meetings, that we can have a clear-cut ideological communication, which is critical for us as a movement, for people from our zone? That is one question. Number 2, is it possible that for now, the matter of resources, like in the first time we started taking questions, people were started saying that, can we start bringing money together? Can we start collapsing with other groups? Very good. But I feel that in the order of what we need to do, that may create a kind of pressure on the system that we're trying to create right now, because we are still trying to get our operational efficiency right. So question I want to say, and which is what I think Mr. Prince was trying to say, that some generation of people are totally cut off from understanding what we are doing. This movement is potent. In fact, of all the Biafra movement, I sense this is the most strategic. And that is why I'm putting my voice, and I believe in what we are doing. Sir, is it possible, and how possible, and can we? I articulate things so I can offer my services for this also too. Can we start crafting out an ideological communication message of our movement and make it viral for our people? Because until we get that, I sense, I may not be sure, because I think people have done a lot of groundwork, I sense we'll not be able to rally the kind of pressure we need to put on the masses, and the masses will put on our politicians to represent us well in the House. Thank you, sirs.
Thank you very much.
Your submission is wonderful. And then,
Barrister.
Yes.
1 minute. No, I would suggest we do.
Yes.
Because if you respond to him, we'll stretch our time. So I think what we need to do is we take note of that. Then we go. You put in the other person who is supposed to.
You're right. So
we run that down, then we can.
Tochi, we'll take note of that. We shall come back to you like later. Now, please, Choma Ukawala. Choma, are you there? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I am. Good evening, everyone. Okay, I'm Choma Ufabala, calling from Lagos. I'm Moyenewi. Well, I seem to be like very, very young amongst all of you. The issue of Biafra, my zeal for it started with stories from my parents. I learned from my parents, from all they've said, all the stories they tell, and the passion grew. Now, most of the things I wanted to talk about, some people have mentioned that, but just what I want to comment on is the issue of governorship, people in position as regards to Anambra State. And just like someone mentioned, the first and best place to get people who will understand these ideas are from the trade unions and the communities. Then now, from those trade unions and communities, they need to understand how to control nominations, primary elections, and voting during the elections in order to help us, especially in Anambra State. Then also, I have a burning, a burning issue in me that might not, I don't know how relevant that is at the moment, but the issue of communication in Igbo language, not for the sake of this meeting, but generally everywhere. How do we get our people? How do we get our youths? How do we get our children to understand language? Because I think when they understand our language, they understand the ideology, they communicate, and then how they'll just say, what's this person talking about? And so that's just all I need to know. But then I've also come across a whole lot of youth. We are moving for Biafra. We want to, the people up there that are just sitting in their zoo and then things like that. So if these youths can be put together, then we can educate them more. And then they will realize it's not all about making up propaganda speech and then talking. But then they can fall in line so that where manual jobs are required, where physical works are required, where physical labor is required, then they will be so active and then they will fall in place. So it will not be that while we are exploring intellectual and diplomatic options, and then there are people at the background who do not understand how to go around it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Choma. You've made a wonderful submission. We have taken note of all the things you said. And
all right,
part of the communicate with us. Now we'll go to the next person. Odozi Nwobosi.
Odozi,
yeah,
no.
Dalum.
Odozi, go ahead.
Kizi naturally they say nke gbasara asụsụ ọ ga-adị mma ka anyị jiri asụsụ anyị na-eme obi ọgbakọ ọ ga-eme ka anyị kwanyite omenala anyị na kwanyekwa asụsụ anyị nke abụọ bụ achọrọ m ikwu okwu onye anyị ọma onye kwuru okwu ka ọ nwere ndị Rivers na ndị Delta na-ada achọ ka ha bụrụ ndị Igbo mana enwekwazịrị ndị oge na ba so n'ife a na-eme anyị ama ichekwe mama ndị na-ekwu nke nọ anọ anyị ga-eji fagalebe anyị na-aga mgbe anyị lụrụ ebe anyị na-eje ndị nke a sị na fesoro oge lue afọ efe melụ dị mma ejila kapasiti apachọs ka bụ ebe na nke ọzọ onye isi oche barista emekesị nwere ife ikwu maka nwere ife ikwu gbasara okwu ụlọ isi ike nne aga m asị okwu a anyị ama rapụ ife elu n'obi bụ na ife gbasara imere nwaanyị dabanye n'aka nwa si wee chọọ dịka isi ekwu na ọ bụ na anyị bido ya enwere ike a ga-akwafu ọbara a ga-enwe ike ikwe ndụ ndị mmadụ mana ọ ga-aka mma na anyị kwetara ife ndị nke anyị chọrọ obi ka ọ bụrụ na anyị kwete na nke anwa anyị chọrọ anwa sie oke dị na ọsịsọ ga-enye nke anwa anyị tụrụ obi ka a bụ ofu ọzọ dịka ibia nwanne m nwoke kwuru okwu Tochukwu si ka anyị nwee ike kwuo ka anyị si agba mbọ maka inwe diplomatic mileage ọ ga-adị mma ka anyị chọọ ndị be anyị ndị ga-enye uru anyị aka n'oge malaka ga-esi obi na anyị n'ebe ndị anyị na-ayọkwuazị ụmụnne anyị ndị nọ na ọgụ nwere onwe anyị ndị na-eti nsogbu ndị na-eji ajọ okwu nke nwanne nwaanyị kwuru okwu ga-azụ elu anyị ga-ayọfa gbajiri ya nwayọ ọnọsụ anyị na-ayọfa anyị nwere anọkwuazị n'ime onwe anyị malụ ka anyị ga-esi wee hazie okwu nke ga na-apụsị n'ebe ndị na-achọ nwere onwe anyị ọ bụrụ okwu ga-abụ ọpụta afụ na okwu ndị si ndị nwere akọ ndị nwere uche na ndị mma efefe achọ debe anyị ọragodo nọ maka na nzukọ a bụ maka
imere ọfụma odozi imere ọfụma biko okwu gị bara uru anyị ga-enebe ya anya ọ ga-abanyekwa na ihe nke anyị ji mere isiokwu na kọmunike anyị ka anyị kpozie onye nke ọzọ welite aka elu oyi ọ dị ka ọ bụ gị welite aka elu
Festus Udechukwu.
Ngwa Festus Udechukwu.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. I'm Festus Ndigbo. I'm about from Port Harcourt.
Oh, Port Harcourt.
Yes.
I know olu gị kwube.
Okay. I'm so happy that now that now, although from the day I got for IBI inauguration where I met you, Pastor Emeka, and I bought your book, and you took time to explain to us that now, I was saying, I will all the visitor, not come you know, in a much more organized way. So finally, there was a leader and a movie here now, and all that. You know, I'm so happy about that. I may be young, but at least those who didn't know people Biafra. Told them to finish my university education. I didn't go for youth service. What was my reason? That Nigeria has a place I can offer my 1 year after having killed my father. I trained myself after walking along the road in Lagos and other places, and trained myself in university. 1 year, standing in the youth service. I insisted until the university gave me exemption. NYS gave me exemption. So in a so much. Like what you said, the other man that called from the US talked about the structures which we are building already, talked about a think tank, talked about having lobbyists. He took airport. After some days, have abandoned without even doing anything. Then, before Oyi and all the other Igbo groups, Igbo people, therefore, we say a group. Below Robbie was below push go, and this is before you know it, the government now signed money and they started the project, and they kept on monitoring the progress of the project until the thing has gotten to this stage on here now.
Exactly.
So then, like Mazi, Chief Mazi the Google, then okay, I come and all my like okay to even echo your own words. All political education and awareness among these IPOP highliners or Biafra highliners, the ones who believe that we are in a zoo, we're in Nigeria, but we don't belong to Nigeria. Funny. So they call Igboists in among the political elites who wins or a political offices. So many of them, they only hand in so many places in Igbo land. There's no how easier to get things done. Yes. But obviously all these ones they have. So if they say they don't believe in politics, they don't believe in election, they don't sit at home, do this, do that, we are not going anywhere. So it is better for us to begin now to advise them. Even when I go to mechanic workshop, I take time to talk to them. The ones who say I said, please join a political party. Please make sure you vote. Please do this, do that. So let us keep on doing that to a level where we'll be able to begin to get them into politics. And with their number, they can win votes. They can win offices. And when they do that, things will keep on, start changing and keep on changing. And before you know it, it's easier to do certain things that we are talking about. Thank you very much.
Thank you. One email, Festus. Okwu gị amaka, anyị ga-edeba ihe ndị Igbo anyị ga-edeba ya n'akwụkwọ na-eme ihe. Onye nke ọzọ Prince Njoku.
Prince Njoku. Onye mic ya dị on biko gbanyụọ. Onye mic ya dị on biko gbanyụọ.
Prince Njoku.
Hello. Okay. Yes. Obidomoto ka ohere mmadụ ebe a gwepụtara iji tinye ọnụ n'okwu ya gbasara ndị Igbo. Asị m kwuo n'uche m ọtụtụ ihe a emeela nke mere na onye ọwụwa ndị Igbo ekwelewa anya sị ele m anya adụkwa onye ọbịa ndị ụlọ nletila iji begwere at the end of the day set onye ọ bụ minister or head of a agency. There is a lot of distrust amongst us. We don't really trust each other. And there is a lot of sentiments that we have based on the states we come from. A lot of things. Those statements play a long role. If we want to pass a chapter, we need a lot of reorientation in Igbo land. Are you with me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Can you hear me? Yes.
Hear you.
So, and we need a lot of reorientation in Igbo land.
Okay.
Igbo land, yes. And the divide and rule, the strategy of the divide and rule, the other parts of the country may use or not, is very effective. That anytime they play that their cards, they always get us. They always have a bet. They always know who to throw the bet and catch. Understand? Yeah. So anytime they always take a thing that our egalitarian life as an Igbo man, we are so much attached and glued to it. Now we are coming under this platform now. At the end of the day, one person will go and use it to take a position at the national level. And every effort we are doing will be a waste. And Igbos are known to sell their brother at the least expected time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Prince, let's stay on the line. I was typing it because we are trying to beat time and then still make our voice.
Yes.
Yes. So thank you very much. We'll move over to Chop.
Yeah, Chop. Okay.
Yes. Okay, let me summarize. Let me round off.
Go ahead. Round off. 1 minute.
Okay. Yes. So the fact is that we need to reorient our people. We use the churches, the social media, and the radio studies private organization and run programs that we try to reorient our people for us to know whom we are and what we stand to achieve in togetherness. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Wanne. Thank you. Your submission is wonderful, and we have taken note of it. So, Chuko, okay.
Yeah. How money Imo State from naked to be precise.
They were
naked away. So, and then with our program from London. The issue Ibidoroshe during the time of Boris Johnson, government acknowledged the letter.
Yes.
And then nothing was done. Iwe lawyer, justice delayed, justice denied. All along, look at the time frame. Nothing has happened. Anuma, Ariopano, Shikun, and we have a collaboration. Ozubondo, Nabagambo, Biafra, let us come together. All is very important. And you're divided in that struggle, and you will problem. Secondly, the IPOP a leverage that in the Fulani Mebanyaka. A very big power support that in the no IPOP now that's a part. I need to leaders. I need to leadership. Ndigbo individualistic. All our leaders have said, no matter what the old wine, what I want to do, new wine, I'm a member of organization people. I will achieve, I will but I don't want to say myself. I need to be individualistic there.
So, brother, when them come, I will meet each other. He rejoin again. I'm not in the
we need leaders that love justice. We don't need leaders that love money.
Okay, I'm gonna.
We need leaders that love humanity. That is what we need. If we can pick these people in our mix, and when we pick them, we will excel. But wherever we stay and continue looking for the old people to help us succeed, we are going back to square one. Because the old people have failed us since 1999. Coupled with this justice constitution, our people won't get here to the hem of our bed. Gandati language, useless man in their front. So please, we must strategize this and work out in harmony to get success. Thank you.
Thank you very well. Thank you. I think continue with that yeah, moderator.
Vital information.
Information. What is it?
Okay. Two things. One of all, I want to correct an impression on what the chairman wanted to do. There was the southern and middle belt leadership follow.
Yes.
The middle belt as is to Abrose just is not central. All the minorities in the north, from Sokoto to Borno to Yobe to Adamawa, they are all today part of what we call the middle belt. So when we're talking of the middle belt today, we're talking of a greater force than what we initially are thinking of.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That is just around north.
I want to summarize this thing.
Okay. Basically, if I get because time ago, so we still want to get us on track and then have a leverage on what we've discussed. First things first, and you mega agree and we have a problem. And that problem, the political. We must educate our people. I am a problem of cohesion. Even though we are coming together, this particular meeting was put together by people from various organizations. So when we say Naim Basara Abasa, it is true but not very true because now that's in Basa can you on when we keep on I need a copy on it to here. So what I'm suggesting we do so that people can also go and do other things is that by tomorrow we are going to come up with a formal community. And then this will not be the end of this meeting. It will be an ongoing discussion that maybe on a weekly basis we can be looking at issues. Like Chop said, then we go gap between the time Mobin interaction with CGI Pub, interaction with the Boris Johnson, and now, yes, a lot of factors would have played out in that. But if we have a situation now, na any area get together, agree that on a weekly basis we will make this meeting happen. It is not more like a public thing. It have more or less like just that no one and but let us make it in Zuko so that every week we can come in and discuss this issue, look at the timelines, look at responsibilities, so that way we can hold ourselves responsible and then we can target some rules and then have timelines and responsibilities and a bit of achievement. So I think, Barrister, at this point, I'll just call you in to give us the final word and then we round up. Then we do the back end meeting and come up with the communique which will be issued to the public, and then make it known. A weekly meeting of the buying can be done across board.
Sorry, how do we get involved? How do we know it? I was just taking my photo. That was where I saw it.
Now, when you have noticed, by your right hand side, you have notice. Now, we need your contact, something like email, either email or
yes, yeah.
So we can contact you because we can see. I have to go down ndị nọ ebe a wụ ndị agha ndị chọrọ ọrụ ndị chọrọ ịrụ ọrụ ndị ihe banyere Biafra ihe banyere ndị Igbo nọ n'obi ndị niile nọ ebe a kịta I can sense it ọ bụ ndị chọrọ ịrụ ọrụ so biko ọ ga-amasị anyị ma unu zitetụ ihe dịka email or phone ka anyị nwee ike ịchịkọta onwe anyị ọnụ maka ọtụtụ ọrụ a ga-arụ ka dị adị ihe banyere Boris Johnson ọ dịbe too late ọ ka dịdị mma ugbu a maka oge ọ signed pepa ahụ ọ bụ Secretary of State but now ozi ya Prime Minister so ugbu a ka ọ kasị mma ị ga-ajikwa back to him si na ukwu ihe na kpara akpa before oge erule ị ga-enyeziri anyị aka ka mara ka esi eme ihe so nwebe ihe mebiri emebi atọ ọ kakwa mma na anyị malitego na-aga ije ya na ndị ọzọgo ma ndị America ma Germany ma France ndị asa anyị nwechara anyị kọntaktara all of them so ọ bụzikwe ebe anyị kwụsịrị ebidokwa ebe a gawazie ịma na nwere ọtụtụ ihe mebiri emebi before ihe ghasasị ma anyị jikwa nwayọọ ka anyị na-achịkọtakwa ihe ọnụ again ka anyị na-achịkọtakwa ọnụ gawakwa n'iru aga m asị okwu anyị n'abalị a bara uru ihe niile anyị kpara n'abalị a o juru m afọ echekwara m na o jikwara ọtụtụ ndị ụlọ ebe a afọ anyị ga-asị ka anyị sitekwa ebe a na-aga dịka oyi si kwuo si ka anyị kpebie si na ọ ga-abụzi izu ụka ọbụla dịka anyị si mee nke taa Sunday 7 p.m. ka anyị na-emezi ya izu ụka ọbụla ọgọdụ 1 or 2 hours anyị na-eme ya na-atụ echiche na-atụ olu na-agụ ọgụgụ ihe mara ka si eme ya ka agha dịka anyị na-emekwa ya anyị na-achịkọta onwe anyị ọnụ ọ ga-enyere anyị aka ị na-achịkọta onwe anyị ọnụ ọtụtụ ihe ndị ọzọ ga na-apụtakwa n'ime ya nhazi na mmezi ihe ka ihe niile kwụrụ ọfụma ọ bụ eziokwu na asị na anyị dịka ndị gbakasịrị agbakasị mana ọ bụrụ na eziokwu na anyị gbakasịrị agbakasị dịka ndị mmadụ si ekwu ga-ekwenụ ka anyị si nwekwa ike chịkọta onwe anyị ọnụ ịbụ n'ike inwe nzukọ nke taa so ya bụ na ọ bụ eziokwu na ebe anyị na-eje anyị erubeghị ya mana achọghị m ka anyị na-asọ ngọngọ si ihe emebiele too much o mebiri rie nne egwu na o eziokwu na o nwere ihe mebiri emebi mana ọ dịbeghị ka a ghara imekwata ya a ga-emezitekwa ya ọzọ so biko onye ọbụla jisi ike gbaa onwe gị ume gbakwana nwanna gị ume ka ije anyị malitere ka anyị nwee ike ịga n'ihu ruo nweta ihe anyị na-achọ ihe awa okwu mmechi m si na izu ụka ọzọ those guys were about 7 o'clock. I got the cause. But I hope I'm speaking the mind of everybody.
Barrister, 1 minute. I'm suggesting if Bismarck or Dozie drop on a contact to Ndigbo so that they can reach you people and you wear an open access to everybody. Set here up, if possible, a Telegram or WhatsApp group. I can get information on when we are meeting, even though it might not be exactly today or this day next week. And you know more information and updates on things that are going on. Platform, we can even interact on a daily basis. So, any ideas, the person can bring up the idea on the platform. Then, before we meet, go to meet jointly now. Then, I have to can you select your mother?
Okay, so our own.
Yes, I think that.
Let me put my own contact. This is mother more when Bismarck and those.
My own is there already.
Biko titi ofu nwanyị.
Ele nga ke gị nọ nga nwe patem ho.
Ana m ede ya ụba let them na-ede ebe ahụ. Email.
Hello, biko titi ofu nwanyị biko.
Oyi asịghị ti ofu nwanyị.
Ada Biafra nọ online.
Biko titi ofu onye nwanyị. Okay.
Tinyelu na anyị Ada Biafra ma ọ bụrụ na ọ nọ online kịta. Ada Biafra nọ.
Mama si tinye gị nwa.
The contacts, the communique. Because the communique, I try him came and you rice. This mobbing I will go bury here. Imana Monia, and you are not there now, Mr. Among about it. So, I'm my joker. All you know, like a dinner, get the goody here by Sarah mobile. People, Manandi, non a mobile, Mari Hene men are mobile. Then, Marasi mobile, where could this communicate? And they and yana agree now, my meaning. So, I get communicate now, how go or we have a go chap. They will not lay more concentration on it, and it won't have the weight many people trust. Megodi by the world, Romana, here mobiles. Okay, the Marapani high name. When I say anything, you guys shining on no put. Wait. This is my contribution. I really in a very sudden communicate now. That is a boom.
Okay, come Oyi, it's also a mobile. Oyi won't see mobile make na aman out Biafra politician. Mobile nights are Biafra politicians actually use politics. So Oyi is very much part of mobile.
Okay. No, choose
I'm listening.
Biafra struggle.
Yes.
What is in a hatch of eating Agana politics? I have Burundi, Nigeria. What is okay? I politics happen the moped. So, oh, we are carry so this in a hatch of whom if politics, hatch or can I make protest, just protest. Well, freedom of conscience and freedom of thought. I say, okay, carry in your hands to politics in a hatch of you with a Biafra activist in a power, Biafrans take control of Biafra land. How would the Bobby?
Hello,
okay. I'm not.
So, the Mobis hatch of Biafra activists take over Biafra land.
I not.
One person should speak. What's your microphone? Let the one person speak.
Bikono. ka anyị mee na ihe a nwee ike imechi akwa kpọlitere m sị ka m mee mmechi okwu mmechi okwu ka m na-ekwu ihe a ndị ọzọ agaghịzikwa kweshọn anyị na-asị bụ ekwuru afọ m ewepụtago m afọ m ebe ahụ na email m na telefon nọmba m len by the right hand side ị ga-afụ
right hand side ole enweghị nọ nge
were nọmba ya send area na WhatsApp
nọmba m na WhatsApp nọmba m +447969
okay 07
yes 079 ọ bụrụ na London 07969081355
okay
079 69 081 355.
That's correct. That's London number.
Thank you. Bye bye.
So can we can with on why together and then march forward? I think today's meeting is wonderful. Today is the starting. All starting. I'm not starting and had the cham and I think or the too bad or they too bad. So I think they wouldn't come na n'izu ụka ọzọ n'otu awa ahụ ka anyị ji malite 7 anyị ga-agbakọtakwa ọzọ tupu oge ahụ erukwenu anyị ga-edepụta ihe nchịkọta okwu anyị taa were kesakwa onwe anyị
yes
lebakwana anyị ya n'ime ya anyị dozi ọzọ anyị tekwa ebe ahụ were gwe na-aga n'ihu ndewo
isikwana onye mee closing prayer
ngwa mee ya n'ebe ikwulitere nke a ịbụ bishọp
okay chukwu okike abịa ma onye nke bi n'igwe anyị enyere gị ekene maka mgbakọ anyị taa ihe anyị mere taa gara siriri were ama m na ọwụ ọgụ idinyere anyị ka anyị na-alụ ị gaghị ekwe ka ihere mee anyị na ngwụcha nye anyị ogologo ndụ na ahụ isi ike ma mekwe ka na ngwụcha ka anyị nye gị otuto maka ihe ọma i mere anyị n'inye anyị Biafra wepụrụ anyị ndị iro wepụrụ anyị ajọ omume ndị mmadụ wepụrụ anyị ịnọ na-ese ite okwu na onwe anyị zipụtakwa nna anyị ego n'ihi na nwata tinye akụ ya etinye ọnụ ihe a ga-eri ego so zipụtara anyị ego another organization ego nna abịara anyị nwere ike iji were nyere onwe anyị aka si n'aha Jizọs Kraịst onye nwe anyị